I was very fortunate that a friend of mine from school suggested that I have a look at the glass department at Sydney College of the Arts after I'd had a year of a Bachelor of Arts, which I studied almost nothing relevant to my entire life. And I just fell into the studio and really enjoyed the amazing, magic that is to be had in the studio with molten glass. And that's been the biggest draw card for me, has been the actual passion of blowing glass and being in the studio and the repetition of trying to make forms and remaking forms. So I studied at Sydney College of the Arts for 4 years, and in that time I was fortunate enough to have a year where I was able to travel overseas and work with a couple of artists in North America, with Laura Donifer, who's a Canadian artist, and with Stephen Powell. And I guess that experience really broadened my horizons and gave me a bigger picture of what you can do with glass and that you can make a living from art. This piece is called Amber Sway, and it's a wall piece that I've made, which is amassing various components of similarly blown glass forms and then placing them together to make a reflection line. And there are sort of lots of different influences that I'm looking at here, and one of them is sort of looking at a lagoon and a reflection line, and the other is looking at those microscopic elements in biology where you see growth at the very edge of a harsh environment and how things grow and move and form into their environment to make the most of the spaces that they inhabit. So it's about the form and the reflection and balance and how they all fit together sympathetically. I'm very fortunate that we have a hot glass studio at the back of our home. So we have a small house and a very large studio, and in my home I have 2 lovely boys, and in my studio we've often got a whole lot of people in and out and working. Hot glass often requires teamwork, so I work with my partner Matthew Curtis, who's a glass artist as well, and we work with a variety of other people. And in and amongst all of that, during the working day, it gets quite chaotic, and my greatest pleasure, I guess, is the quiet time at the end of the day, maybe even when the kids are in bed, and I get to spend quiet time working with the cold components and making compositions out of the work that talks about balance and trying to find spaces between that fit together. So I enjoy that balance in my own life and my own studio of the chaotic and high energy times, and then also quiet times to work with the material. I can envisage some of the larger wall pieces sitting beautifully and very comfortably in a sort of corporate environment, in a beautiful foyer space. But I can also see the more intimate works being beautiful feature pieces in people's homes or in an apartment. It's the work speaks of a contemporary material and is looking at biological forms, so I think it will fit beautifully in people's homes.